Coming up, the team ski jumping competition from Hakuba, when our coverage of the Nagano Games continues in a moment.
Olympic flame here at the Hakuba Ski Jumping Stadium, and it's the same glorious, memorable atmosphere that we've come to expect. Japan hoping to continue this celebration with a gold medal before the day is over. And the reason they're so excited already is that they've gotten off to a great start. It's the team competition on the large hill amidst what are almost blizzard conditions. Takanobu Okabe has already jumped 121.5. This is Hiroya Saito. He's the most consistent member of this Japanese team, which in the recent ski jumping season was the #1 team in the world.
Every team will ski 4 jumpers today. Saito, #2. He's a solid hitter. That's just what the Japanese want. Another good one down with the Harada and Funaki still to come. Sitting very nicely there. Knees forward, jump forward. Time looks a little bit late. There come the skis now. Flying, way down. Saito, longest jump I've seen from him on this hill. He saved it for the perfect time. The team competition.
I didn't think 45,000 could be louder, but they've turned up the volume. 130 meters.
A very cool competitor. He had trouble in the large hill event. Timing looked a little bit late. The skis hesitated there for a second, but you can see the air so strong. Really grabbed his skis right there. Now he's got it. All these Japanese, excellent flyers, so far down, landing past the critical point where the hill begins to flatten out. He didn't want to risk a telemark landing.
The coaching staff loves it. The crowd is involved. And so far, all things are going according to the Japanese plan here at the Hakuba Ski Jumping Stadium.
Hi, everybody. I'm Al Troutwig, along with former American ski jumper Jeff Hastings. And we've seen this in the past. Countries are awarded the Winter Games, the Summer Games, and they try to get as many athletes primed for that 2-week period so that they can show themselves off to the world. For the Japanese, ski jumping is it. And individually, so far, we have seen that they're ready, but today, they get a chance to show themselves off as the best nation, with 4 ski jumpers per country.
You know, the team seems to mean more to these Japanese than the individual event. The crowd here has just been crazy anticipating the gold medal for the whole team. They did very well in the individual events. Funaki, silver and gold. Harada worked in for that bronze on the large hill. The real key today is the batting order. They've taken Harada out of that 4th spot where he choked it back in '94. We also saw him have some problems in the individual event with nerves in 2nd and 1st jumps. So Funaki, the man, in the last position. He's their home run hitter, and I don't think he's going to let him down.
This is all happening on the large hill, also known as the 120-meter hill. You gain points for going beyond the 120-meter mark. You lose if you go shorter. There are also 5 judges. They give style points, so you have to go far and look good. Each of the jumpers will jump twice. Stefan Horngacher of Austria.
Wind coming up the hill nicely. That gives him a thicker cushion to ride on. Timing looked good, seemed to come a little bit high with the chest.
Almost lost it in the end.
When you come high with that chest, you fight the wind for a while, and that slows you down. And Horngacher there came high. And I'll tell you what else, too. The snow is really starting to come down here. Doesn't hurt the visibility so much. They've got goggles, but just the speed on the in-run slows down, makes it harder to go the long distances.
104.5. The Austrians move into the 1st position. Now for Germany, it is Hans-Jörg Jekle.
And the Germans are notoriously fair weather skiers, so this snow here, if it's going to affect any team, it's going to be the Germans.
The Germans are the defending Olympic gold medalists.
His timing looked late. He looks back, just hanging there too. No. Difficult conditions here. He was very forward, but the timing was late, and he sort of came away and just hung back there. You cannot hang back on this, so you've got to be driving every bit in the air to try and make the most of it.
Only 96 meters. The Germans in 2nd. And now, Masahiko Happy Harada.
They've moved him out of the 4th position where he bats cleanup into the 3rd position, trying to take the pressure off him. But I've got to wonder if taking the pressure off him in a way puts the focus on him. Is he going to choke or not? Conditions here very difficult now. The snow just dumping in here. And a light wind moving across the hill. You want it coming up the hill. Not good conditions here. Harada, I think this will help him be able to focus on the jump. Timing looked very late. Came up with the chest, hanging back. Nothing. Very short.
All of Japan just groaned.
Admittedly, very difficult conditions, but Harada seemed to just mail that one in. He wasn't even with the ride through the second half in the air.
Only 79 meters. He barely cleared the crest of the hill.
When he comes up with his chest, that's when he has problems. He did that time, just as he did on the first jump on the large hill. And then just hanging back. Look at the grimace on his face almost. He sees it's going nowhere. The knees are relaxed. He's already bringing it down to land. Powder snow up there on the high of the hill where nobody else has even landed.
The Japanese effort has just suffered a huge emotional hit. They're out of the top spot, and this very resilient ski jumper from the island of Hokkaido is going to have to show us even greater resilience than he's ever needed before. Austria leads it, Germany third, then it's Finland and Norway in the battle for bronze. And in the warm-up room at the top of this ski jump, the man named Funaki knows he is going to have to do it for the team as we continue with the opening jumps in this first round at the Hakuba Ski Jumping Stadium. Perfect for the Japanese, and then Happy Harada let everyone down again. They're a little bit stunned here and don't know what to expect. We move to the fourth and final jumper for each team here. That's Andreas Widhölzl, who was a bronze medalist in the normal hill competition here in Nagano. He'll ski last for Austria. We'll start things off with Norway. Christian Brendan. At 21, he's known as one of the more relaxed skiers on the Norwegian team.
And the Norwegians as a ski team known for being tough in difficult conditions. The wind here, though, is moving very well for Brendan now. Up the hill, the snow seems to have let up too. Young skier, first Olympics, just 21 years old. Sits high, all the Norwegians do. His timing looked a little bit late, but very quick to the ski, driving it high, down there. Long jump for Brendan.
In record territory for this hill.
A very forward move, and you can see right there where the wind starts to pick his skis up and move him around a bit. Hanging back just a little bit. Set it down gently.
133 meters. The Norwegians making some noise. Now we come down to Austria, Germany, Japan. This is Andreas Widhölzl. We saw him walk across the gangplank to the start moments ago.
A kid on a roll with great air coming up the hill. Has not missed all week on this hill or the normal hill. His timing again looked late, but way on top of it. Another great jump. Beautiful. He finished it off well, too. That'll be good style points. That telemark landing being just what the judges are looking for. Very forward, late, so the tips come up a little bit. He has to meet them. But once he's got it put together, he's just riding it out down there nicely and finished it off. Beautiful jump for the young Austrian.
123 meters. The Austrian with a statement. They're in first place. All these teams holding their best skiers for last. That means Funaki for Japan. He makes his way over to the start bar. Before him, we will watch Germany's effort, and this is Dieter Thoma. The Germans, as we mentioned, won the gold medal in Lillehammer. He was part of that effort, and he's a veteran. He's been part of the international scene for 11 years.
He's third in overall World Cup standings, but has not been even close to a medal here. I know he wants to come away with something. Leading this team now. Very low with the chest, right to the ski. Beautiful, beautiful. Thoma is down and out. The old man of the German team, who's been around a long time, is coming through.
Big jumps for Norway, then Austria, now Germany.
Look how low that chest is. He doesn't catch any air with it, goes directly to the ski, so he maintains all that speed, 55 miles an hour, that he's carrying off the takeoff.
130 meters for Dieter Thoma. The Germans are in second place, and now the noise level goes up. For the new hero of the ski jumping team from Japan, Funaki. After he won his gold medal on the large hill, downtown he went to Nagano. They say 10,000 people filled not only the award ceremony area, but out into the streets, the Chuodori, the main street in Nagano.
Funaki, Japan.
オリンピックチャンピオンゴールドメダリスト船木和義日本
There were people crying as he received his gold medal. And when it was over, Funaki said, "I just want to find some way to keep these memories in my heart for the rest of my life."
Toutes nos félicitations au vainqueur. Congratulations to these Olympic champions.
It has given him a level of confidence that has turned him into the home run hitter the Japanese need right now after that 79-meter jump from Happy Harada.
This is a major promotion for Funaki to be put up into this fourth position. Knee set very forward, that's his trademark. He moves very forward. It took a second for him to get to it. He's there now. Always a stylist. Nice landing. It seems like everybody's having timing problems on the takeoff.
Jeff, he is not in the same neighborhood as the leading nations that have just finished. They were all at 130 or better. He did not get that far down. Now it's 118.5 for Funaki.
You see so much power into those skis. They flex like crazy, but Funaki never moves a finger. But right there you can see him moving that right hand. It just wasn't as clean as he usually is. Always such an excellent flyer. He makes the most out of what he's given himself from the takeoff, but it was not as much as Toma and some of the others that came down before him.
After the first two jumpers, it looked as though Japan was headed to a blowout win. Now they need a big come-from-behind effort. Everyone will get one more jump. With the first round complete, it is Austria, then Germany, Norway, and Japan is in fourth place.
The 18th Olympic Winter Games on CBS are sponsored by the new Dodge. It's about change. And by Northwest Airlines. Some people just know how to fly.
And Jim Nance back with you live from our Zinkoji studio. And let's get everybody caught up on some of the other Olympic competition. Short track speed skating on that list. It's underway here in Nagano because the figure skaters had the night off at White Ring, giving way to the short trackers. America's Andy Gable here in the semifinal round of the 1,000 meters. Got some help. He was trailing until the wipeout opened the door and he could cruise to a first place finish to advance to the finals. Andy Gable grew up with Dan Jansen, best friends since their childhood days back in Wisconsin. So now a chance to go for a medal. Just 4 in the finals, but no such help for Gable in the finals like he saw in the semis. He finished in 4th position, just 1 spot out of a medal. It was won by Kim Dong-sung of Korea. In her final Olympic appearance, Kathy Turner, who's won 4 winter medals in Olympics past, she was trying to have some fun until the women's 3,000-meter relay race began. The U.S. didn't even make it past the first round this time out. The final came down to Korea and China, and Korea came out ahead in world record time to claim the gold. Tornado swept through Sugar Land, Texas, a Houston suburb, and the hometown of U.S. figure skater Tara Lipinski. This was yesterday. Caused some damage to the Aerodome, the facility where she practices while at home. There were people inside at the time of the twister, but no one was injured. Power was lost, and the rink will be closed for a week for repairs. It'll give them all a chance to sit back and watch Tara compete here at the Olympic Games. And speaking of which, coming up tomorrow on Olympic Prime Time, the ladies' short program in figure skating, Michelle, Tara, and Nicole Bobick begin their quest for Olympic medals. And again, we'll have the ladies' figure skating tomorrow night on Olympic Prime Time, 8 o'clock Eastern. Coming up next, we'll return to the team ski jump competition. Al Trotwig and Jeff Hastings had the call from Hakuba when the Winter Games continue on CBS.
Riding an outstanding run of final jumps in the opening round, the team competition here at the Hakuba Ski Jumping Stadium has seen Austria, Germany, and Norway rocket past Japan. And what an emotional ride it has been for the fans who came here early this morning. Up at the top of the mountain, the Japanese team has gathered. Lots to think about. Words of encouragement to be sure. They need to be better than they were. And they will watch the other nations that go before them. We'll start things off here with Norway and Henning Stensrud. His first jump, 92.7. He needs to be better than that.
He's the new guy out here, and this is a great position for him to be in. He's been skiing well on this hill. It's a team competition, not as much pressure just on him. Sits knock-kneed just like the other Norwegians, working those arms like crazy. He's a young guy out there. He's on a roll. Beautiful jump. Great air at the bottom of that hill. Almost wouldn't let it down. I think it surprised him.
Why all the hand movement?
He had so much air out there. He's a young skier, too. He's just getting a feel for things, but you can see how the skis are moving so much. There's air moving up the hill. It got under those skis, and it wouldn't let him down. Thrilling ride for a young 21-year-old new to this Norwegian team.
130 meters. Now Reinhard Schwarzenberger, we have seen here in Nagano, he can be awesome, he can be average.
His last jump on the large hill was fantastic. Let's hope he can capitalize on this again. Another young one, this time for the Austrian team, though. He came high and the skis came high. He's rolling back over it now, working those fingers. Decent jump for Austria. That doesn't hurt him. You can see he came up. You see how upright his body is? That's catching air and that's slowing him down. He works well to it. All these guys know how to work this air, but you got to be clean from the takeoff and direct to those skis. Look at him working those fingers, trying to find something, make something happen out there.
118.5 meters for the Austrian team. That moves them to the second position with Germany and Japan still to come. That's Okabe. Takanobu Okabe, 121.5 in his first jump. He will come after we watch Sven Hannevald of Germany.
Hannevald is a big hitter. He's the new find for the German team. He's already 23 years old, but he's just coming on this year, doing very well in the World Cup. Has not done well on these hills here, though. A big hill skier. He likes the big hills, and he's on top of one here. Boy, great conditions out here. Everybody coming down with long jumps. How low he is with the chest, going right to the ski, just like his older teammate Dieter Thoma. They think this guy might be the next Thoma.
Very consistent. Hannevald follows a 125 with a 128, and the Germans are in first position. And now the flags start waving. The noise builds, and up at the top, Takanobu Okabe can hear it. He knows the situation. He knows what has happened. He knows they need a big comeback, and he knows what he can do on this hill.
Just 2 days ago in the large hill individual event, he came up and in the first round was in second place. Second jump was not as good, finished out of the medal, but this is the guy who was a walk-on. The coaches rolled the dice, took a chance, putting him in that event. And here in the team event too, he's kicked it off well for them. He's their first guy in there.
Things a little askew in the crowd. They're all shook up.
Good wind conditions, moving right up the hill. All these Japanese skiers know this hill better than any of the other competitors out here. They've trained on it for 3 years straight, just for this moment. Okabe slow to get in his in-run position, making sure everything feels right. Kicks it hard, kicks it strong, right from the takeoff. This has got to be going down. Okabe has sent it out of here. The Japanese fans know it immediately. The last guy named to the Japanese team has just kicked one of the biggest jumps we've seen out here all week.
That's a hill record 137 meters.
Clinic time, perfect. Chest low, strong with the legs, immediately to the ski. He's only 5'4", very light, so when he gets the wind under him, he does not come down. He had good air, a perfect takeoff. Just a gorgeous jump. Perfect jump. He went so far, he had to be careful. He didn't risk a telemark landing.
Happy Harada, loved seeing that.
The pressure off him a bit now, maybe. Okabe, the guys that weren't supposed to be doing it, Saito and Okabe, are the only ones that are really performing right now.
Okabe and Harada were on the Japanese team that blew the gold medal in Lillehammer in 1994. They'll never get a chance like this in their country, in the Olympics, in the sport they love. And of course, that gets the fans rejuvenated. Japan zooms from fourth to first. Each nation has 3 jumpers to go. For games, no one has ever jumped farther than Takanobu Okabe at 137 meters. He's done it for Japan in their Olympics, and everything's all straightened out. As you look at Saito and Martin Schmidt of Germany, they say not a word. They'll watch in silence as Austria will be the first of the big three to go. This is Martin Holvart.
1992, he was the Austrian darling, taking silver medals in Albertville. Since then, he's fallen off the face of the earth. Was training well here, so the Austrians put him in. Strong from the takeoff, waits a little bit. The air was not as good for him, so he has to be patient, and he does. Great jump for Holvart. That's 2 nice jumps over 120 meters he's had here. Best we've seen out of him in a long time. When the air isn't moving up the hill, he has to be patient. You can see he wasn't as fast to the skis as some of the other guys, showing some real savvy out there, waiting for things to collect under him and making the most out of a not so good situation.
123 meters. The Austrian is happy with it. The team is in first place, but still Germany and then Japan. The last of the second jumpers. Martin Schmidt of Germany had a horrible first jump, only 98 meters.
Japan, Germany, Norway, all bunched together. Schmidt has just seen Holvart go down at 123. Strong and clean, immediately right to the ski and high. The skis are working hard, which means there's air there. Comes back for this second jump, tanks the first one, but finishing strong here. Very low with the chest, just what you want to be doing. He's working those arms. Another young skier out here still trying to get a feel for himself. Finishes it off decently too. The German still very much in this hunt.
About 100 feet further than his first jump, Germany is in first place. And now they wave the flags and make the noise and blow the horns, because there is a member of the Japanese team ready to go. This is Hiroyo Saito. He jumped 130 meters his first time, and the wind and the snow picks up a bit.
That mask is fitting. He is the no-name on this team behind Funaki and Harada, yet he was the one who kicked him off in the first round. Sits very forward with the knees, which helps him move forward in the air, and he has got a nice one going here. Finished it well too. It's a home run derby out here. Everybody is putting him to the bottom.
Okabe is enthused about what he just saw. 124 meters.
And that's got to put them right in the hunt. I think with Okabe's jump and now Saito, they should hold on to that lead. He was very strong from the end. He got good effect from his kick and quiet and stylishly to the skis. So he should get good style points for that too. And you can tell now this air is moving around a bit coming up the hill, helping these guys go farther, but also playing with their skis a bit.
The enormous pressure felt by Saito and Okabe has been dealt with. They've put Japan in first place, and now it is up to Happy Harada and Funaki. Japan with the slim lead over Germany, followed by Austria, Norway, and Finland.
You know, these were the guys, the 1 and 2 hitters that we didn't think were going to do anything. They have done more than their share.
Up in the warm-up house, Masahiko Harada goes through all the emotions of a man who's been as high as you can be and as low as you can go. 1994, the Olympics of Lillehammer. Japan poised to clinch the team gold, but Happy Harada comes up way short. The team was stunned. He was crushed knowing he let them down. In the Nagano Games, in the first jump on the normal hill, he soared to a huge lead. Then jumping last, he blew it again. The headlines blared. He can't do it when it counts. On the large hill 2 days ago, he was out of the medal picture, and then he jumped further than anyone ever had on this mountain before. It was well beyond the electronic measuring equipment, and there was a huge delay. In fact, the crowd had to wait until everyone was done, until the good news was posted on the scoreboard, and Happy Harada had the bronze. Through all the bumps and joys, Masahiko Harada has smiled and become one of the most endearing Japanese athletes in the country. But the fact remains, no one knows what he's about to do. Set a record or kill the joy. Masahiko Happy Harada will jump, and you'd have to say this will be the most important jump of his life.
The 18th Olympic Winter Games on CBS are sponsored by Pepsid AC Acid Controller. You can be heartburn-free with Pepsi AC. UPS, worldwide Olympic partner. And by Budweiser, official sponsor of the 1998 U.S. Olympic team.
They are chanting Harada, Harada. His popularity is unmatched. 45,000 have come to watch under the Olympic flame. They watch everything unfold in the warm-up house. Happy Harada is 2 jumpers away.
And Harada and the coaches, too, must be wondering now if they've done the right thing, taking him out of the cleanup spot and into the 3rd position in that first round. Did not seem to take the pressure off him. He had trouble.
Stefan Horngacher of Austria, with the wind kicking up to 5 and 6 miles an hour up the slope. That's what these jumpers love.
Horngacher at 28 has never been a winner himself, but supported many winning Austrian teams in World Championships and Olympics. He looks back, he looks hesitant, trying to work something of it now. Middle of the pack. These skis are so long, over 8 feet, and when you get behind them and the wind catching the front of them, there's just no way to get back on top and really make it a flying surface for yourself. Horngacher had that problem there. He's hanging back just a bit. Look at those skis up in his face. Never had a chance.
108 meters. It's not going to help Austria very much. They'll be 2nd right now, with Germany and Happy Harada still to come. Right about now, Japan as a nation is coming to a halt. The Nikkei is slowing down, and from Osaka to Sapporo on to Tokyo and here, the nation is watching. And they don't know what they're about to see. But first, everyone will see Hans-Jörg Jekla.
Jekla, too, had a bad first jump. He's trying to battle back from that. Timing looked a little late. The skis came high. He's working back over it with that arm, trying to make something. Decent jump, keeping the Germans in the hunt. Nothing special. Better than Horngacher, though. You can see he came high, too, but he managed to work those skis back down a bit and get on top of them. That little bit made the difference. Finished it off with a telemark landing.
123.5. Germany's in first place for now. And now we get to the moment the stadium has been waiting for. Masahiko Happy Harada. At the Lillehammer Olympics, the Japanese thought they had gold, and he missed badly. What he wants is 10 seconds. It's what Okabe wants. 10 seconds in his life, to be 10 seconds that he doesn't have to regret for the rest of it. Funaki still to come, and he sidles over to the television set with the other jumpers. The noise level higher than it's been all day, and that's hard to believe. Wind's picking up, could be in his favor.
Harada has done nothing to help this team effort. It's his turn to step up to the plate. Sitting well, taking it high and long. He looks very on top of it here and taking it way down.
Home run, Harada.
You never know with Harada which way he's going to go with it. This one he is now nailed. It took choking it in the first one to bring him around again. I don't know if that's snow in his eyes or tears, but he is feeling good now. Finally, he has come through for the Japanese team, and this should set them up in good shape with Funaki still at top.
It's got to be the most immense feeling of relief. 137 meters, he's tied Okabe's hill record.
He came a little bit high with the chest, but this time he drove it so hard from the takeoff. Look at the flex in those skis. And immediately he drives right through and on top of him. And from there, he knows how to fly to the bottom. He knows how to land at the bottom of this hill. Right there, he's looking right into the transition, which is just where he landed, almost on the flat ground. Did a masterful job of bringing it in and keeping those hands off of the snow. You can see right there that air working those skis so hard, but Harada staying true with his arms. Knowing the second he landed, he'd finally done it for Japan.
Much of Japan probably didn't know if they wanted to watch. But at the bottom, Okabe and here Saito are thrilled that they did. Interviews in progress. Is it a gold medal in the making? Fact is, Japan is about to revisit history. Just as it did in Lillehammer in '94, it's going to come down to the last jumper for gold. Happy Harada almost breaking down, it seems. Relief and happiness. He has answered all the support of all the people and the teammates. And in a moment, Kazuyoshi Funaki will have the chance to bring it all home.
You know, Harada has laughed all through this Olympics like it was no big deal, but you look at this emotion here, and there's no question he has felt every ounce of that pressure.
Ski jumping life, Masahiko Harada will probably never get a chance to experience an event the size of this, and he has just put Japan in position to win its first ever team gold medal. Their lead over Germany is sizable. Norway is in third. Austria will battle them for the bronze. The last jumpers are moving into position, and for Japan, that is Kazuyoshi Funaki, given the honor by the coach of the team based on past performance. He the most consistent ski jumper of the season. For Norway, Christian Brendan hopes to clinch them a medal in their final jump.
Norway in position for bronze here. They've got a 14-point lead over Austria. Brendan's got to be thinking about putting a long one down there, putting it out of reach for Austria. Strong from the takeoff. The tips came high for a second, but he's got it going now. Decent jump, 120 meters around that K-point. His face was very open, which took things a little bit high. Cross the tails in the back. That's a personal style, not a big deal.
118.8 points. Norway is in first for now. We're down to the last three jumpers. Funaki visualizing. He visits a temple 4 times a month for inner peace, and he's going to need every ounce that gives him. Snowflakes fill his eyelashes. Andreas Wiedholzel of Austria.
There's good speed in this track. These are all big hitters. The air is moving up the hill well. He's seen Norway go down at about 120 meters. He needs to go past that. Quiet in the air suggests he likes it. Yes! The Austrians have answered back to Norway. It's going to be a dogfight for the bronze. Wiedholzel, the guy who lost the bronze medal in the individual event to Harada by 1/10 of a point, has been a kid on a roll all week and did not let down here.
136.5 meters, near the hill record. And yes, Austria for now is in front.
That guarantees them the bronze, and that guarantees the Norwegians are going to have a tough time making a medal.
So it is up to Germany and Japan now. As the Austrians celebrate, Funaki continues to go through the angst.
This is a new position for him, batting cleanup. And from these pictures, it looks like he's really thinking about it a lot. And that first jump, not good. Thoma, the old man for Germany, this has got to be his last Olympic Games. He's going to want to go out with the medal. Perfect air moving right up the hill. And if there's anybody who knows how to use it, it's this veteran. Watch how low he keeps his chest when he comes off the takeoff. He can be very aggressive here with this wind moving up the hill. Goes quick with the chest, almost goes too far, but he's there. Nice jump for Germany. Look how low he is with that chest, head down directly to the ski. Gets a very wide V style going there, collecting all that air that's moving up the hill.
That's what Germany needed to move in front of Austria. And now all that Japan needs, nervous hops from all the teammates at the bottom. All they need is a good, solid, average jump. In 1972, Japan went 1-2-3 in Sapporo. It was thought they could never have as great a day. This one would match it.
Funaki now sits in the exact same spot that Harada sat in 1994. Very good conditions. Air moving up the hill. Very good person to have in this position. Has not missed all week, all season for that matter. Tommy looked late. That right ski came high and hard. He's back through it now. Nice jump. Slip there. Stands up, no problem. He needed about 110 meters. That looked to be over 120 from here. He doesn't look sure, though.
What's it going to be? It's going to be Japan for the gold. Funaki has done it.
Switching the order has worked here. Harada did his job in the third seed, and Funaki came through in spades. Timing was late. He got it hard. You could see the flex in the skis, but that right tip came high as a result of the late kick. Just 22 years old, but already a pro. Didn't let it phase him. You saw him move the hands a little bit in the first jump. Even though this was late, he knew right where he wanted to go the whole way. That intensity in those eyes, that spells Funaki every time. This kid just does not miss, and he has used these Olympic Games as a springboard over Harada.
2 golds and a silver.
He has also used this Olympics as a chance to show some personality. The man of steel is lightening up.
Takanobu Okabe, Hiraya Saito, Kazuyoshi Funaki, and Masahiko Harada. The gold medal winning team in the 1998 Olympic Winter Games. These fans got what they came to see. Germany receives the silver, Austria the bronze. It was an Olympic ski jumping day, never to forget. And certainly for the redemption he has given to himself and awarded to the fans in his nation, Masahiko Harada never will. Behind those tears, this we know. The guy is really happy.
Well, he was dubbed Happy Harada because he was always one of the easiest to laugh and smile, but on this day, reduced to tears of joy, just overwhelmed with emotion. And by the way, here on Japanese television, the event is being replayed over and over again. We call it a loop. In fact, I'm told if you're coming to Japan in the next 2 months, guaranteed, turn on the television, it'll still be on. And coming up, the gold medal ceremony in women's ice hockey as we continue from Nagano in a moment.